But yeah, first off, I guess just take us back to the 90s. You both started out really young in the industry. Just what was it like adjusting to the spotlight at such a young age? And I guess what surprised you when you did kind of hit this level of fame? Did anything kind of catch you by surprise?
That's a good question. I was 8 when I started the business, so I was very young. It didn't really land anything big until Dreams. And so I was, 17, 16 when I got Dreams. And it was a slow go as far as the rise to fame.
Mhm.
So I didn't find any surprises. It really didn't. Everybody from Dreams was good. The fans were fun and young, and so it wasn't anything crazy. We were never like not able to go outside, that kind of thing. So I never had that experience, and still to this day haven't. I'm surprised at the longevity of the love of the show.
Mm.
It really shows a lot of heart in people that they just go back to that nostalgia so quickly, and that makes me happy. But that was 30 years ago for us. It's crazy.
How about for you, Jenny?
Yeah, I also started when I was really young, and I didn't really land anything until I was 18. So I used to always say, oh, when I was in my acting class, they were putting, so and so booked this role and this role. And it was like, Jenny goes to the prom. And I was mortified. I was like, oh my God. And then by the time I got onto Dreams, it was really interesting. All I'll say is, back in the day, this is prior to internet and everything, when we started getting fan mail, it didn't happen simultaneously like it happens now. Like everything is so instantaneous now. Back then, when that started happening, it was like, oh, people can actually see you. Like it's a weird thing to come into people's homes, right? But it wasn't anything like Kelly was saying. It wasn't like, hey, we're Tom Cruise walking out down the street and like being mobbed. But it was interesting just to kind of know that people would know who you are, but you wouldn't necessarily know who they were, right? So it was just an interesting sort of time. And yeah, we're just really lucky that, that we are still, relevant to this day, because people really want some feel good nostalgia, so we're
And
lucky. We're lucky.
when you do go to fan conventions and stuff like that now, I'm almost curious, do you find you almost have a bigger following now when you're at these events than maybe what you experienced while you were on these shows back in the day, just because the nostalgia factor is so there? Everyone's coming to these events specifically to see and meet people like you. What's that like?
I don't know.
Do you want
When we were on the show, there was that element of going to malls in New Jersey and being chased out of the mall. That was fun. That doesn't happen now.
Yeah.
I do love talking to the fans now, because they are so kind and just so it takes me down memory lane too, just like it does them. So I enjoy those conversations now more than I did then. It was just a different level.
Yeah, and it's funny, like when I go to conventions, I'll go right now primarily for my animation work. And it's funny because sometimes the kids will come up and they'll be like, oh, I love Avatar. My mom loves California Dreams. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. That, at first I was like, oh my God, I'm really old. And then they're like, you've been in this business a long time. You're very lucky. So I'm like, yeah. Really lucky to have that span. And it's funny because I will have people come up and they're just like, we love California Dreams. We're so, they're so excited. And actually I get really excited when that happens, because then I know I'm like, you know what, we're really lucky, again, that this has lasted such a long time.
Yeah. And, for Kelly, you have 4 kids. What is it like for them to revisit some of your stuff? I mean, have they, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, they love watching the show. I think they know the episodes better than I do, to be honest.
Okay.
I love that they have found it, and that they think their friends should know what it is. I'm like, oh, honey, no. Don't know that show.
Maybe their parents.
Maybe their parents, but yeah, no. So they love it. It's so fun to watch it with them.
And, you know, back in the 90s, I'm curious if there were like, you know, faux rivalries between different shows, or like the TGIF versus the Saturday morning cruise. Like, what was it like kind of interacting with other people that were also in the similar situation as you back then?
Jenny, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, you know what? I think inside there's always that sort of healthy rivalry. But I remember actually it was fun. Sometimes we would sometimes have to do different promotions for TNBC, and we get to cross over and do that. And then there were a couple times when, and I'm really not that athletic, but we had to do a couple game shows. Kelly, she was really good. We'd have to do a couple game shows against some of the other casts, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. But you know, again, that healthy rivalry comes out. And but I remember also too, once in a while we'd be filming at the same time, and sometimes we'd be next door on sound stages. So you know, that was nice to kind of see other people once in a while, and then just kind of have our own crew, you know, when we're filming. But yeah, just kind of like that. I mean, it was all fun. We were all young, and it's really interesting kind of to revisit that, you know.
And I'm curious, do you run into people now that you know haven't seen in 30 some odd years, and you do get a chance to catch up at some of these events? Outside of your big event coming up, which I will ask you about in a second, of course.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, no, Jenny was just on a show, a cooking show, and was reunited with some of our 90s friends back in the day. And so it's been fun to watch that interaction. Yeah, no,
it's so weird.
I'll see people, and it's just takes you back to a time, you know, even if I see Mario Lopez, it's like we go back together to the beginnings, and it's crazy how you can just, like I said, just go right back there.
Yeah, and like how also to kind of add to what Kelly's saying, back in the day, there weren't a slew of young teenage shows. These were sort of the very first paths of these sort of type of shows. So maybe there was just a handful, like there was Saved by the Bell, there was California Dreams, and then, you know, soon you had, you know, In the Heights and Beverly Hills 90210. So I think that's also something that is really relevant, because the fan base back then had something to really, really connect to, that was really specific. That, you know, not to say that we have a lot of, you know, teen and kid shows now, which is great, but that's something that they could really find a bond to. And I think that's what makes it really memorable, because there weren't so many that, you know, you either like Saved by the Bell or you like California Dreams or whatever the case may be. It's just people really, really connected with that.
I watched them all, so. And now the band is getting back together. We have 90s Dream Fan Fest coming up in October. Just Yay. What were the conversations like to make this happen? I know you all have done kind of smaller reunions throughout the years, but this is the first one with everyone. How did it come about, and what has it been like getting ready for it?
I think we can honestly say that this started probably 10 years ago, Jenny, when we went to a concert, right? We went to a concert of a popular girl band. And Jenny and I both were like, you know what, we could do this. And that started the whole movement. And then next thing I know, right before COVID happened, we were planning this concert in Los Angeles. And much to our surprise, it was a huge success. And we were really flattered by that. And it was so much fun that we thought, well, maybe down the road. And then time, COVID, all the things. And then we got back together and decided, let's try this again. Let's try it in New York City this time. So Jenny's done all the legwork. She is just a beast when it comes to producing. But the fact that we have every single castmate coming still astounds me. Right. I have seen Diana since we wrapped. So I'm just as excited for this moment as probably the fans are.
Yeah, and I definitely I wouldn't do it, and I couldn't do it without Kelly. Like I'm getting chills. Like I couldn't do it. And so this time around, because we were supposed to do a little mini tour after the Los Angeles tour, and of course, with all the circumstances, it just wasn't the right timing. So when this came about, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, the UK are huge markets, and that's why we're just exploring the East Coast, which should be really interesting. And the fact that the entire cast is here, like Kelly was saying, it's kind of insane. And when we announced that the entire cast is going to be there, people have just been going nuts, our fans. And then as people are learning about it, they're like, wait a minute, what? So I think it's going to be really fun. And it's during Comic-Con weekend. So people are like, wait a minute, but it's Comic-Con. Yeah, exactly. The city's going to be popping.
Right.
You could come see us in the evening. People are always looking for things to do. So it's going to be a really, really fun kind of crazy time. And we're down for it. We're down for it.
Is there a possibility for more of these for a tour like you were initially planning? Or we'll see how this one goes?
Listen, who wants to bring it out? Like, we're ready for sponsorship. Like, let's do it. We'll see. You never know. You never know.
I think we're all on board because it's so much fun and we enjoy being together.
And do you get rusty throughout the years? Do you have to like get back into the rehearsal space? How easily does the muscle memory come back?
No, not Kelly and I. No. We're good. We could just bounce back into it. I can't say for other cast members. I'm kind of kidding, but no, we can handle it. But we're gonna rehearse. Don't worry, you guys. We'll totally rehearse.
We'll need to rehearse.
Just a little. Just a few warm-ups. You'll be good.
Exactly.
I think most of the fans too can sing along with you at this point also, which has to be nice. Yeah. And Jenny, I had one last question for you specifically, just because I think it's okay for me to bring up your voice work on Avatar, but I'm curious for you just how you feel about the live action TV show that's coming out.
Same way that all the California Dreams fans are excited about a reunion. It's interesting. People constantly ask us about how we feel about the live action coming up. And you know what? We're just as excited. We don't know what it's going to be like. One of my friends is in the live action. Like if people know the Cabbage Man, they love the Cabbage Man. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. The people who they've cast to do the parts, it's pretty incredible. The young girl who is cast as Suki, she looks exactly like her. So yeah, we're all anticipating it and supportive of it, and I'm looking forward to coming and seeing it and maybe meeting some of the cast. I know that I say the young ones contacted Dante for some advice, which was so super sweet.
That's nice.
It's like passing the torch. Yeah, it really is like passing the torch. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. And the Avatar universe is crazy right now. It's just people are really excited.
And now let's just hope everyone gets fairly compensated for that show.
Hey, everybody needs to get paid. We're all here trying to, hustle here. So totally. Yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you both for your time. I can't wait to see video from this event. I'm in LA, so I can't make it out to New York, unfortunately, but I will be looking out for the footage. I'm sure we will be posting it. I know we'll be talking.